What you know about chilling in the back of the bug? What you know about rolling the back of the bug? We pull up with pools in the back of the bug. Them honeys getting old lady in the back of the bug. In the back of the bug, yeah. In the back of the bug, yeah. Just imagine the back of the bug. In the bug.
Yo, what's good, guys? It's your boy Gus back in the mix once again. I know it's been a while since I've dropped, but I've initially just been focusing on my private trading strategies and initially just stacking up the gig. Otherwise, right now, see, I'm in a comfortable place. That's me also dropping these videos. And yeah, I do have a couple of new strategies that you guys should hop on. No cap. If not, I'm gonna show you one of the simplest ones I've been using initially. This one is called CRT, which is the candle range theory. And if you guys are familiar with it, it initially just outlines the proper levels of AMD, this being accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So yeah, let me just hop right into it. So for today's video, I'll be using Euro USD. I know you guys know that I love Euro USD. If not, pretty much most of the traders use Euro USD because of the liquidity that has been presented inside the market. That's one of the best. But yeah, let me hop right into it. So using the CRT's candle, what I initially do is if I'm going to be trading, for example, New York Open, which is situated at around 9:30, if not around 8 to 9 o'clock, depending on daylight saving, what I would do is just outline the 7 o'clock candle. There's also being on a 1 hour time frame. And then from there, initially, that candle should outline the AMD process. There's being accumulation, a possible manipulation phase before we actually get distribution. So initially, what the CRT strategy outlines is the AMD phase, manipulation phase, and also the distribution phase. So from what I can see here already, I would have identified that top part right there as manipulation. If not, instead of just doing it from there, let's just hop into a lower time frame so that people initially see what I'm talking about. So the outlined range was this range over there, this being our 7 o'clock lowest and highest point. There's also being the two blue lines, and then from there, initially the process that we want to outline is accumulation over here. We just put that as a yellow, and then manipulation, which was presented over there before our initial distribution phase there. So initially, this is what the strategy outlines in terms of those two blue lines that were taken from the 7 o'clock's lowest and highest point within the 1 hour time frame. And then on the 15-minute, that's where you initially just identify accumulation, manipulation over there, and distribution. And how to identify that is initially the levels that are presented by the candle. So let me just outline where 8 o'clock started. 8 o'clock started right there. So from 7, which was there, that was our lowest point and that was our highest point. And then from 8 o'clock, we can see that price initially tested the highs, outlined manipulation. Let me just go on a lower time frame to also just show that. So from 8, we can see price drove up, took out the highs, initially also outlining manipulation there before eventually distributing price downwards. after the manipulation phase. And I'd say on a basic, it's not really complex. You just initially, wherever, if not, it's not really complex per se, but how I usually just use the strategy is wherever price fails to penetrate, initially if it's going up and it fails to go above, and then it literally comes back below that line and respects it like that, I initially take that as manipulation. If not, I can give you guys another example. So let's just look for another New York open. Where's New York? This would be the same time slot again, being 7 a.m. New York time. This also being, when was this? Is this today? Yes, the 13th of March. That's nowhere close to today, bro. But yeah, initially we outlining 7 o'clock's high and low. And once again, from that, we should identify accumulation manipulation just before New York open. So initially from there, we can see that that was our highest point from 7 a.m. And with that, we can see that this time price outlines manipulation on the lower leg. But this is initially also deep into the opening of New York. So this one was a bit trickier, but it's initially the same process where we wait for price to finish off the accumulation phase. And then after there, we expect it to test one of the levels. And if respected, and then initially price would have stayed below this blue line, and that would have been considered a downtrend. But since price came back above, then we know that this is initially our manipulation leg over there. And then this would have been considered our distribution leg. So I'd say another key thing with this strategy is also patience to initially figure out if price is going to be bouncing off the lower end. An example would be price initially coming there and then continuing down. That would have been a downtrend. And then an uptrend would have been price. If not, an uptrend is price now coming up, respecting that level before continuing up. Let me just get rid of that, and that. So initially with this level, if price was going to be a downtrend, we would have expected it to initially respect that level and continue downwards. But since it didn't respect it, that's when we can anticipate that if price goes back above, respects that line and continues above, then that is our distribution leg. And yeah, on a basic, this is initially the CRT strategy, where you just outline 7, if not on a 1 hour, outline the 7 a.m. candlestick, and that should initially give you your range for manipulation and distribution. If not, it should just isolate and show you more detailed movements of accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Otherwise, that's it from Governor Gus. Hope you guys found the video informative, and until next time.
What you know about chilling in the back of the bug? Getting money in the back of the bug. I'm hustling in the back of the bug. Shooting that shit in the back of the bug. In the back of the bucky. These niggas is hosting a party. We all of these homies is getting too rowdy.
could never crash out. I could never crash out over no bitch. Fuck is you talking about?